George Kell Motor Company Players of the Game, Players of the Years, and what better to bring Katie McCorkle and Dawson Smith up to talk a little bit about what you girls do. First of all, girls, y'all have a great responsibility, and I'll start with you, Dawson. Talk about some of the things that you do. You do more than be just a manager on the football team. You folks really work hard for our Greyhounds. Tell me some of the things that y'all have to do, or that you want to do and you get to do.
Well, a lot of the times the boys call me the mom of the team. So Katie and I are oftentimes keeping up with their visors, or we keep up with a lot of their stuff. And during the summer, it gets really hot, so we're in charge of Coach Heinsley calls it baby birds, so we have to go squirt the water through their helmets. That's my favorite thing. And I don't know, we do a lot. Hoyt's a really big help. We love Hoyt. We love Hoyt.
Katie, talk about some of the things that you do and why you do it.
I just love it. I love being a part of this team. I told my mom today, I just love the way they respond to the community and the people.
It's pretty neat to be a part of something that is as successful as what this is. And I do know this. Coach Hansley's told me on several occasions that it would be very, very difficult on him and his coaching staff if he didn't have you two. So I think that's why he wanted to get you on there. First of all, Dawson, you're a senior. Let's tell us a little bit about what you think you're going to do. Do you have your plans made for after graduation? What's on the plate?
I always say that the second best thing to being a Newport Greyhound is an Arkansas Razorback. So I'm headed to the Hill next year, and I'm going to major in agricultural leadership pre-law. So
wow, good for you.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Katie, you have another year of high school. Just talk a little bit about that. And I know you're coming back for another year, aren't you?
Of course. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, listen, we want to thank y'all so much, and being the George Kell Motor Company, not just players of the game, but players of the year and participants of the year. We call it player of the game, and my goodness gracious, our program is better because of you two.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Katie and Dawson, for what y'all do for our Greyhound football program. I appreciate you getting up that ladder too. That ladder was
that was a hassle.
Katie, how's school going? You got another year, so you got a lot of time to think. Have you thought much about school and college?
Yeah, I want to either go to A-State or OBU.
Wow, good deal. Good deal. Well, congratulations to you on your choices of college, and congratulations to you when you get to graduate, but coming back next year for another great run. And next year, when I get to interview at the end of the year, the last game, it's going to be at War Memorial Stadium. And Dawson, make sure you join us, okay?
I will.
Thanks, ladies. Appreciate what y'all do.
Thank you.
And again, with Katie and Dawson, the George Kell Motor Company Players of the Game, and now the Subway Report, the Coaches Report. Coach Mark Hansley, my friend, good to see you, sir. And let me tell you what, a very upbeat and a coach that just here and to talk about a great football team and what a lot of great kids we got. Coach.
And that's right. At the end of the day, it's still about the kids. And it's all about the kids, and the reason why you would think it was probably mean to bring up Katie and Dawson after the last game of the year, and I know they probably they were crying on the field and stuff, but they mean so much to us, and they don't get enough credit, and to bring them up here and just as a pat on their back is big. And I'd hate to do it on the last game of the year, but they're well deserving. I mean, what they do for us and what they go through, and they don't get the recognition they deserve. I think it's a good thing for them. And like I said, it's all about the kids, and tonight was all about them just because of what they give us.
Coach, we lose the football game 20-6. We win a great football game last week. I mean, just a tremendous game. We beat a Rivercrest football team this year. We start out 3-0, beat a real good Gosnell football team. Lots of positives throughout the year to build on, and we got lots of things to look forward to.
We do, and that's the thing about it. It's like I told the kids on the field. It's not about tonight. It's about the body of work that you give this season, and especially to those seniors. And that is not top. I've been very open with the kids. Is everything that I've coached this year, especially in these playoffs, was about those seniors, because I felt like I've kind of rode their back for the last 3 years. You got some of the guys that we're going to lose are very, very good football players.
Yes, sir.
Very good people.
Right.
And I'm just excited to see what they do after their high school career's over. But like a good game, a great game, but it has to come to an end.
Well, 6-6 ball game, 6-0 forever and ever and ever. And as good as we were defensively, you got to give those guys a little credit defensively because they had a great game plan on us, and just they were just real good defensively. We shut them down. Talk a little bit about our defense because we were stellar again tonight.
Yeah, I think we had talked earlier in the week about having kind of the same keys that we had against Rivercrest and the same keys we had against Gosnell. And they work. They really do. And our kids really have simple keys. They fly to the ball. The only thing that kind of worried me, and I had backup plans for it, was we had to play man against them.
Right.
It helps to play man against them for run-pass keys, and we had to play some man. You see the one play right there with Ty Drill, and that's the tricky thing about man is if you're one slip down away from a big play happening.
Absolutely, and he slipped.
And he slipped, and we kind of were trying to go in and out of zone and man, and right there we're in man, and that's what happens when, you got to be perfect in man. You just do. So made a lot of big stops, fourth down stops. I felt like we just creamed them on fourth down stops.
Yes.
But it was that big play that they got in the special teams, man, that kind of opened up things and kind of gave them a boost offensively. And like I said, the fall down on the man coverage, and every play has a history, and that's kind of how it went defensively. Played a great game. Just you don't want to be defined by the last little bit we had at the end of the game here.
Well, I will tell you this, and I'll pat you on the back to tell you and let you know I did a little research today, and coming into tonight, I looked back historically and I said, well, let's just find out who's got the best playoff record from the first time that they got to the playoffs. Who has the best playoff record, and I looked, and of course I started with Coach Dale Counts back in 1972, and then I went into Coach Keaty's years, and went to Coach Keppel, and went to Coach Shield, and went to Coach Branham, and Coach Watley, and Coach Brandon, and then Coach Poole, and I went to Coach Donnie Harrison, and then I went to Mark Hinesley. And coming in, your record, you were 3-1 last year. You were a pretty good start this year, I'd say. You were 4-1. You're 4-2 in the playoffs, Coach. And 4-1. Nobody had a better start than a 4-1 start in the playoffs in Newport High School history. And I have to go back and check on 4-2. I think you're pretty solid at 4-2.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if there's a minimum. Is there a minimum you have to have?
No, sir.
Is there like a 10-game minimum you have to get on the board? But and I don't even want to be compared to those guys, but and that goes back to the kids, man. You're playing really good ball in the third phase of our game, and it goes back to everything that we have started with. When I started, was not just going to the playoffs, it's trying to make a run in the playoffs.
Sure. And
that's never going to change for me. It's not about making the playoffs for me. It's about really showing the state who we are.
Well, and it's always about good draws. We had a good draw, just got on a good road. On the road tonight, and those guys just happened to make some plays, and we didn't make enough of them tonight. That's football, and that happens. That's just part of the game.
Well, anytime you have a tradition-rich program, which they are.
Oh yes.
At their field, it's just hard to win. It's just so hard to win, and especially in a game that was so tight. A lot of times, you've got to play 4 quarters, and that was the challenge tonight.
We will finish up, and I'll come back, Wednesday, maybe, let's say Wednesday, Thanksgiving this week, maybe the week before that. We will have a one-time recap because I want to talk about those seniors. I want to talk about them individually.
Yeah.
We won't do it tonight, but we'll talk about those guys, and then and we'll take a look at some of the guys we've got coming. I said it 2 years ago, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, help is on the way, and we lose a good senior class, but I'm telling you, more help is on the way.
They are a strong group coming down.
Mark Hinesley, what a great year, my friend, and congratulations to you and your coaches and those 2 girls that you brought up. We know what they do for our program.
Until
next time, go Hounds.